What I decided to do as of this week is make my 5 a.m. routines as part of my Saturday Sunday routine. And it's about to take my life from already here, meaning I'm operating at a high level already, and it's about to go 3, 4 layers even where I'm at for my current status, for my current state. Stay with me on this one here. Why do I say this? Is because I am convinced that weekends were made and designed for lazy people. And don't get me wrong, we do need a break, but you genuinely gotta love the grind. You gotta genuinely love the work that you do. And what I noticed is Monday through Friday, I've recently gotten back into this new corporate world, new corporate job. It's refreshing. There's some challenges, the highs and lows, and obviously the benefits and the pay is amazing. But along with it, what I like the most, as well as I despise and I dread, but I love, is the structure that it's brought back to my life. Is much needed. Because when I was off for a whole year last year, July 2024 is when I gave my notice at my tech job and left, and I did the best thing I could do for me back then. I still have no regrets. In fact, if I could go back and have that one whole year back, I would try to enjoy it a little bit more. But I had so much spare time on my hands, as much as I launched my YouTube channels, the Talking Head channel, and my 2, 3 other faceless channels now. I somehow became lazier. I got in shape and I was working out every single day, but I became lazier. I stayed up past midnight. I would leave the TV on, not necessarily be watching stuff, but I would end up scrolling TV, phone, computer, phone, TV. Of course, playing and sitting and taking care of my dog. I love spending time with her. She's getting older. I don't think there's a whole lot of time that's left ahead of her. I hope there is, but I have given her the best life possible. So I got to spend a lot of time with my dog as well. And she's passed out across the couch right now as we speak, as I'm recording this video. Folks, it's 110 Fahrenheit here in Las Vegas, so I am absolutely hammered by the allergies. So if you're hearing a little bit of nasalness in my voice, it's because of the weather. And the heat wave is the heat wave. We're in it thick, man. It's tough. But anyway, I would take this 10 times over versus living in California. And I do not miss California at all. I still very much love Las Vegas, Nevada, 3 years into living in this state and this happy city that I consider home. So what I did is, what you're seeing is receipts, right? If there's one thing I want to come on this channel with, is receipts, and not just talk the talk, but show my receipts, at least as much as I can, right? So this morning I woke up. In my head last night, the way I work is that I start prepping for the next day well before my day actually ends. So as I'm leaving work, winding down, like 5 o'clock is that hard window stop, right? In my head, I'm already pre-programming of what the next day is going to look like, what the following day is going to look like, and what the rest of the work week will look like. That's just me preparing. How would Kobe Bryant prepare for the 82 game season? How would Michael Jordan prepare for the 82 game season? You know, back in those times, there was no such thing as load management, right? Versus this climate and era, despite the best of the best medical care technology and the accessibility these athletes have to healthcare and recovery methods, they still load management. And I get it. I use that as an analogy. By all means, I'm not a full-time athlete, so I cannot speak for them. But I will tell you that doing what I did today, I was very deliberate in waking up at 5:30 and really crawling out of bed at 6. 2 reasons. One, I gotta beat the sun. The sunset. It's in the mid 90s by 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock here, summertime, which means that I could be resigned and checked out for the day, and I won't get the rest of my steps in until later. So now I have a liability on the balance sheet. Like, I have to put in my dues. It's just the steps are not gonna clock itself. I have to clock the steps. We know this. So this is where the This is where the power of choice comes in. It's glaring right in your face. You have a choice to stay sleeping, or you wake the F up and you do the work. And so what I did is I told myself, in fact, last Thursday, going into Friday, busy days, a lot of stress, appointments, client meetings, work meetings. But then I told myself that, dude, the last 2 weekends I've actually failed myself. I ended up going out a little bit and drinking socially, which is nothing wrong. Like 2 drinks is nothing. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, in moderation, you're good. But what happened as a result the last 2 weekends is, as I'm getting acclimated to my job, this new schedule, the structure, which I'm beginning to love now, and getting in the grind and this motion, this daily ritual now, is that when the weekends came about, I somehow let off the gas pedal. I sort of slacked off, which in my world, I really never slack off. But I just, instead of operating here, I sort of started operating here. So Saturday, Sunday, I've always known this, but now I'm more deliberate in calling it out and noticing it. It made me take a step backwards. So my drive, my testosterone, my energy, it's all there. But see, what happens is that I wasn't deliberate about my schedule, and I just kind of sort of let things go. And so before you know it, I'm waking up at 9, 10 o'clock and walk my dog, come back inside and just make the excuse, it's really hot outside, I cannot get this done today. It's really true. I actually could not get it done. I'm not going to walk in triple digits in the morning. So you either wait for it to the tail end of the day, which you're not going to get it done tail end of the day, because everyone's out. There's a lot more traffic, a lot more people. And honestly, nighttime, you just almost want to relax. Today is a different story for me. And I've learned a lot about waking up early, with the power of choice, the 5 a.m. routine, right? I got close to 8,000 steps in this morning. I walked over 3 miles on an empty stomach, so I was fasted. And then when I got home, I knocked out 200 push-ups, and I did some arms and tries. And right in the middle of that weight training routine, I made myself a protein shake, so I just have that protein synthesis. And one thing I realized, that fasted training I've been doing for many years, but it hasn't worked out for me too well. I think, as a matter of fact, I probably lost a little bit of that window to capitalize on my muscle mass preservation and gain. Obviously, I'm at that age, the ripe old age of 50 years old. I'm a thriving Gen Xer. Protein is king. Protein is the name of the game. So I don't want to kill the window. So if my endurance can be an empty stomach, that's fine. But when I start lifting these days, I'm sipping on protein shake. So that's the secret. There is no secret really. You do the work and then intake your nutrients. You do the work, intake your nutrients. You have to sort of watch how your body, your circadian rhythm kind of reacts to your habits and your clock. Yeah, literally the time you set on your watch, on your alarm, by your bed, when you wake up, and what you choose to do right between hitting the snooze button, turning around and saying 5 more minutes. That's a make or break moment for you. So right now, it's about nearly 4 o'clock out here Pacific time. It's 110 Fahrenheit outside. I still have the choice to go out if I wanted tonight. Like, I can go indulge a little bit. I want to have the power and the freedom to dictate and make those decisions as much as I can and create the space, lengthen my days, and have more time on my hands. And it couldn't be more truer than getting all of this in very early in the day. And so by the time it was 8:30, I was done. I went and got a smog check. Yesterday I was pulled over by the cop, who basically said, "Hey, I love your car. I'm not going to pull you over, but your tags are expired. Get it fixed." That caused me a little bit of angst. I was actually OCD. I tried calling DMV late afternoon yesterday. I was done for the day, but I went to the smog station bright and early this morning, got the smog check done, and regardless of whether DMV sends you the notice or no, it's your responsibility. So newsflash, I'm learning this the hard way. But it also turns out that after the smog check at the smog station, they can actually send everything for you at DMV, through DMV. And now I've fast tracked my, tags. So I should get this in about 7 to 10 days. And I have a temporary registration tag. So if the cops do pull me over, I have the proof that registration is all in order. Why am I saying all of this? I could have woken up with excuses today, not gone to, not have done my workout in the morning, right? I could have prolonged my smog tests and just kind of let the day control me versus me controlling the day. And this is where I think structure is very important in your life. This is where I think that you can control what your weekends look like if you want to be successful. Not just your fitness, but also your emotional, mental, physical, spiritual health. The more time, we all have 24 hours in the day, but the more structure we can create around it, the more successful you're going to be. Prioritize your day into 30-minute intervals, 1-hour intervals, and just if you're someone that falls off if you don't have a plan, start writing 1-hour blocks. Let's just say if you treat this like an 8-hour office job, every hour you can accomplish something. That task could be the 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes. It could be a full 1 hour, but you will get that task done. You realize that you can get 8 things done in 8 hours, if not more tasks. This is high level structure for you guys, planning your day. Okay, so I am supercharged with energy. I'm happy. I'm already done 10,000 steps for the day since the morning. So I am blowing my calorie burn way past my normal range today. So the moral of the story is I think weekends are designed to keep you sort of mute. If you don't control the weekends are actually not a bad thing. I just don't like to call it weekend because the week never ends. I have a lot of work to do. This is my side hustle. This is not my main gig. The goal is to make all of this the main gig at a future date. The goal is to make all of this a retirement plan dividend fund at some point. Is it going to happen now? I don't know. Is it going to happen next year? I don't know. I've been doing this particular channel for over 1 year, more consistently over the last, I would say, 7-8 months. And I could have easily stopped, but I also realized that I do not want to lose the skill set of actually speaking this way. And if you notice, a lot of my ums and ahs have gone. It's because I have found a flow. I have found the inner chi. I have found the energy, this clarity in my mind. And I think the more you take these walks, the more you stay true to your routine, your structure, instill systems in your life, your daily habits, you just become better. You become deadlier versus competition. You're always going to be ahead. I watched the sunrise so beautifully on a Saturday. And I did say to myself, damn, I don't have to work today. But then I quickly changed to, damn, I have to work today. Meaning that I am working by choice. I may attack some of my office work later tonight. I may go out tonight. It's Las Vegas. I may go to bed early tonight, which is probably the smarter thing to do. Growth hormone, testosterone, rest, recovery. You look good, bro. How do you do it? This is how I do it. I don't have a cheat code. I don't have a calculator that says you punch in and this is going to happen. This is what happens. This is the work. This is the work. I go into meetings. I meet with clients. I meet my coworkers, and people do ask me about my fitness journey, my secrets. This is a secret. This blueprint, you can take it at a high level and apply it to your life and see what sticks and what doesn't stick. And then you start the process of elimination. Similarly to nutrition, your diet that dictates 100% of your results. Working out is not the problem here. Working out is not something I'm going to show you. I think everyone knows how to lift a dumbbell and push, pull, run. We know the basics. Is where people blow it is their diet, because they don't have a system, they don't have a structure, they don't have a discipline, they don't have willpower. They haven't built the muscle memory of waking up every single day. Repetition, boring. That's just it. That's how you win, man. That's the formula. Okay? I'm very passionate about this, because if you get to live half a century like I have, these are dynamic gems that I'm dropping. This is what makes me successful. Long before I get my paycheck, the mind, I have work to do. Sometimes I may be a little passive. Sometimes I may be a little timid. Sometimes I may feel a little weak. Sometimes I may feel like I don't want to confront someone or something or a situation. But you have to push right past through it. And a lot of times, guys, this is the money line. A lot of times it's not something opposite us, the person, that thing, that situation. That thing is inside here. That thing is inside here. Okay? That's the sleeping giant. You need to wake up. You need to wake that thing the F up, man. So if you're blowing your weekends, use this video and whatever I've said, pull from it, apply it to your life. I don't care if you give the thumbs down. I am not going to stop recording videos as long as I have this energy. Winning happens here. Winning happens here. Not many people continue 7 days a week with a structured lifestyle. Now you compound that for the next 6 months. What happens to you in 2026? You're unrecognizable, man. You're unrecognizable. So we're over a halfway point. This video should have been dropped in June, July. We're over that. In a month or so, we're gonna hit Halloween. I call it Sugarween. And then Thanksgiving, before you know it, people start putting up their damn Christmas trees, which I think is whack, during Thanksgiving holidays. So I am convinced that weekends and these holidays are designed to keep us mute, comfortable, warm, fuzzy, and fat. All of these variables we can control. I'm a little pissed off because, damn, I was in that trap for the longest time, and it took me a while to get to this point. So everything you're seeing here is not is a final product. There's a lot of work that goes in behind the scenes to look this way and speak this way. And it's repetition. See, you can't beat someone that consistently shows up with the will to win, okay? So what would you do in your spare time in the weekends? More or less, how do you plan your weekends? How do you dictate your time? How do you dictate what your weekends look like? Do you use it for leisure, fun, activities, drinking, junk food, alcohol, whatever, partying, sleeping late? Or do you continue to work? When you go to work on Monday, office, assuming you have a job, right? It's no longer like, it's Monday. I don't want to do this. No, you have that structure 7 days a week so that when you wake up on a Monday, it's the same feeling you get on a Saturday. It's the same feeling you get on a Sunday. It's perspective. You shift this, everything changes. You got to do the job. It's paying your bills. And until you have that job, right, work on your side gigs. Side gigs start paying you a little bit of money. You see the motivation, right? Keep working your job, right? Investing in it, work your job, invest in it, work your job, invest in it, consistency, show up. And one day this thing blows up, right? And it's game over. It's actually not. You gotta keep showing up for the next level and the next level and the next level. That's life. I'm out. Mamba.